Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there is no chance of electrocution. Also, make sure you turn off the water supply to the washer. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the rear outer tub assembly in an LG washer. It's going to be an easy repair. Should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For this job, we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, a pair of door boot seal clamp pliers, a 12mm wrench, a pair of large pliers, a 17mm and 10mm deep socket heads with a socket wrench and an extension, a looped rope, a pair of pliers, and some thread locking liquid, a pair of side cutters, and 3 zip ties. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new rear outer tub assembly. The rear outer tub comes with the pressed-in tub bearings and a tub seal. The most common reason why it would need to be replaced is if the washer during the spin cycle starts making noise comparable to the sound of a jet engine, which indicates bad tub bearings. Get behind the washer and using the Phillips screwdriver, take out 4 screws, and then push up and remove the access panel. To loosen up the motor rotor bolt, install the 17mm socket wrench onto it. Turn the rotor clockwise and pull up hard on the wrench. Using the wrench, remove the bolt. Sometimes you will need a second person to hold the inner tub from the front, so you can use both hands. Remove the rotor from the shaft by rocking it side to side. Be careful. It's pulled back by the magnets and you may pinch your fingertips. Put it away. Using the Phillips screwdriver, take out 5 screws and the cover, including the one that holds the green ground wire, to free the wire harness. Using the 10mm socket wrench, take out all 6 bolts that hold the stator and put the stator on the floor. Push the tab and disconnect the wire plug. Then, using the flat blade screwdriver, release the tabs and pull the second plug apart. Put the stator away. Now we need to disconnect the rear shock absorber. We are going to disconnect only the bottom joint. Place the 12mm wrench on the end of the locking pin in order to push down the tab, and then, using the large pliers, pull the pin out. Keep the pin. We are going to reuse it. Pull the shock absorber out of the mounting. Next, we need to disconnect the air pressure hose from the tub. Using the flat blade screwdriver, take it off the air chamber. Now we need to remove the top panel. Using the Phillips screwdriver, take out 2 lower bracket screws. Pull back the top panel about an inch and then lift it off the washer. Remove the 2 Phillips screws and slide the steam generator towards the rear of the washer. Using the Phillips screwdriver, take 4 screws out and push back the mounting bar and move the steam generator out of the way. Pull out the dispenser drawer, press the locking tab down and remove the drawer. Using the Phillips screwdriver, take out 2 mounting screws, one on each side of the detergent drawer opening. Remove the Phillips screw from the back of the control panel on the right side. Pull the top of the control panel up and towards you to unclip it and lift it off. Place the control panel on the top of the washer. Release the wire harness from the retaining clip if the wires are too short. Open the pump filter cover at the bottom left corner. Unclip the drain hose and take out the Phillips screw that holds the housing. Remove the filter cover housing. Take out the Phillips screw at the bottom of the front panel. Open the door and using the flat blade screwdriver, pry off the outer door boot clamp and remove it. Remove the boot seal from the front panel lip and tuck it in. Reach in and disconnect the harness plug from the door latch assembly. Close the door, move up, and using the Phillips screwdriver, take out the screws at the top of the front panel. Lift the front panel off the bottom hinges. Place a towel and a plastic container on the floor. Pull out the plug and drain all the water that might still be inside the pump case. Then replace the plug. Remove the container and put the towel behind the pump case under the top to pump hose. Using the pliers, slide up the clamp and remove the top to pump hose. Take the clamp off and save it. Remove the towel. Using the 10 mm socket wrench, remove the nut and the ground wire. Using the flat blade screwdriver, disconnect the left side wire. Disconnect the wire from the right side terminal of the heater. Disconnect the thermistor plug. Using the side cutters, cut the zip tie off and place the wire harness out of the way. Using the pliers, slide up the clamps and pull out two hoses. Make sure you remember which one goes where. One on the left is attached to the water recirculation pump down below, and the one on the right is attached to the steamer housing on the top. Using the side cutters, cut the zip tie off and pull out the light from the door boot seal. Using the Phillips screwdriver, loosen up the clamp and remove the dispenser hose of the dispenser. Take the clamp off the hose and put it aside. Remove the drain vent hose from the tub. Using the pliers, slide up the clamp and remove the vent hose from the cabinet. Take the clamp off the hose and also put it aside. Using the 10 mm socket wrench, remove the 4 screws that hold the upper balance weight and carefully remove the weight. Keep in mind, it's heavy. Then take out the 4 10 mm screws from the lower balance weight and remove it too. Now we can disconnect the front shock absorbers. We are going to disconnect only the top joints. Place the 12 mm wrench on the end of the locking pin in order to push down the tab, and then, using the large pliers, pull the pin out. Put the shock absorber to the side out of the way. Repeat the procedure on the opposite shock absorber. Using the flat blade screwdriver, Pry out the spring safety clip. Place the rope under the suspension spring hook and using both hands, lift it up and out of the cabinet's mounting hole. Slowly lower the outer tab down. Take down the opposite suspension spring the same way. Remove it from the tub and save it. Now we need to disconnect the control panel wire harness plugs. They are all color-coded. You should not have any problems reconnecting them back. Press the locking tabs and pull the plugs apart. Using the side cutters, cut the zip tie that holds the recirculation hose. Remove the 2 top and 4 front Phillips screws from the top mounting brace. Lift it up off the little hooks and place on the floor out of the way. Move the outer tab assembly forward and out of the cabinet. Take the suspension spring off and save it. Place the outer tab on supports. Using the 10 mm socket wrench, remove the screws that hold the rear and the front outer tabs together. Pull the front half off. Pull out the inner tab. If it doesn't come out easily, turn the tab over and using a hammer and block of wood, knock the inner tab out. This is the old rear outer tab assembly next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. Check if the spider is not damaged. Pay attention to the lower portion of the shaft. Clean off the rust and dirt. Make sure there are no cracks or holes at the base of the shaft and the lip. If it's damaged, you will need to replace the spider assembly. Before ordering a new spider, see if you can remove the 6 bolts that holds it. These bolts are attached to the baffles, and if you won't be able to remove them, you will have to replace the spider, the baffles, and the bolts. If you do the math, you will most likely see that it will be more beneficial to get the new inner tab assembly with the spider and baffles included. Check the top gasket. We recommend to replace it unless it looks like new. The part number for the gasket is 4036ER4001B as in boy, and it's available at appliancepartspros.com. Install the new tab gasket into the groove. The mark on the gasket shows where the joint is and shall be placed at the top of the outer tab. Slide the inner tab shaft into the bearing in the center. Turn it gently to allow it to get seated properly. Place the front tab on and align the holes. Using the 10 mm socket wrench, secure the tabs together with the screws. Check if the inner tab Soap the cutout in the seal and install the light. Install the recirculation hose into the left opening and the steam hose into the right one. Using the pliers, secure both of them with the clamps. Place and tie the zip tie around the light. Using the side cutters, cut the extra piece off. Using a zip tie, tighten the harness to the tub and cut off the extra with the side cutters. Connect the thermistor plug. Connect the wire on the left side terminal. Install the ground wire and tighten the nut. Connect the wire on the right side terminal. Use the pliers to slide the clamp on the tub to pump hose. Connect the hose to the pump casing and secure it with a clamp. Let's move to the rear of the washer. Connect the air pressure hose onto the air chamber. Place the rear shock absorber into the bottom mount, align the holes and push in the locking pin. Bring the stator in. Plug in both wire harness plugs. Install the stator and secure it manually with the bolts. Using the 10 mm socket wrench, tighten the bolts up. Secure the wire harness with the 5 screws and the cover, including the ground wire. Bring the rotor and holding it by the very edges, slide it on the shaft. Use the rocking technique to push it on. Squeeze some thread locking solution on the motor rotor bolt threads. Screw in the bolt manually as far as you can and then use a 17 mm socket wrench to tighten it. Turn the rotor counterclockwise and simultaneously knock hard on the wrench. This will tighten the bolt. Install the rear access panel, slide the top tabs up, push the panel down to lock the bottom tabs, and then secure it with the 4 Phillips screws. Place the front panel on the 3 bottom hinges and align it with the side tabs. Secure the front panel at the top with the screws using the Phillips screwdriver. Now we can go down and using the Phillips screwdriver install the bottom mounting screw. Put the pump filter housing in and secure it with a Phillips screw. Clip in the drain hose and close the cover. Open the door, reach inside and connect the door latch harness plug to the switch. Install the door boot seal over the front panel lip. Place the front boot clamp around the door boot seal with a spring at 6 o'clock. Insert the clamp pliers into the spring loops, stretch the spring and install the clamp into the groove. Close the door. Put the clamp on the dispenser hose. Install it on the dispenser outlet and using the Phillips screwdriver tighten it. Using the pliers, place the clamp on the vent hose. Connect it to the cabinet and secure it with a clamp. Connect the drain vent hose. Install the control panel and clip it in. Make sure the control panel harness is in the retainer clip. Secure it with the 2 Phillips screws at the front on both sides of the detergent drawer, and then with 1 Phillips screw from the back of the panel. Slide the steam generator mounting tabs into the cutouts in the cabinet. Install the mounting bar. Make sure the steam generator tab locks on the mounting bar. Then align the 4 mounting holes and then secure the bar with Phillips screws. Push the steam generator to lock it in and then secure it with the 2 Phillips screws. Slide the detergent drawer in. Place the top panel on and push it forward to lock in. Secure it with the 2 Phillips screws from the rear. Turn the water on. Plug the washer in and check if it works properly. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other repair videos available on our site, on Facebook, and on YouTube.